Welcome back, everybody. Sarah and Matt from RV Travel Adventures. Today we want to share some tips for planning RV travel in Florida.
So, just something to keep in mind as we give you our tips. We are part-time travelers living in Florida. So our strategy is based on our lifestyle, just going out for parts of the months, for weekends, etc. We think these tips will be helpful for everybody, but just important to keep in mind how we're traveling.
So, first tip, know when your booking window's open. Camping in Florida is extremely popular, especially in the winter months. Florida State Parks reservations open 11 months in advance, 8 a.m. on the dot. Some county parks are up to 12 months, some are 45 days. Some private parks open a couple years in advance, so it's important to do some research and find out when your destination's reservation window opens.
Because of the various booking windows, our second tip is to plan a year in advance. Now, you might not be able to book everything a year in advance, but we pull out our calendars, we plan what we're going to do, and we mark our calendars when the windows open so we can be first in line in booking those reservations.
So, contrary to those tips, we also remind you if you don't get the dates you wanted at the park you wanted, to keep trying. Campers often overbook and then cancel reservations they don't want. We typically book at least one weekend or a week every single month of the year throughout the year, and just adjust as our plans change. Our third tip is to always know cancellation policies. We don't overbook with the intention of canceling, but when you book so far in advance, so many trips, plans are bound to change, things come up, and you're going to end up having cancellations along the way. So it's important to know the cancellation fees for those individual campgrounds, because they can really start to add up if you're making a lot of changes.
Yep. Okay, so our fourth tip is going to be do your research. Because sites are hard to get in Florida during popular times. We do a ton of research before we ever book them, because canceling and rebooking can be difficult. So we use Campendium, campsite photos, social media. We ask other people on social media what they think of different parks, and Google. And we do all of those things every time before we book a campsite, and then usually we find that we're pretty successful in booking the right campground for us.
Yep. Google Earth is a great tool.
Yeah.
Fifth tip, plan out your drives, right? What does your travel day look like? When is sun up and sun down? Do you like traveling at night? When do you need to stop for fuel, stop for food stops? What time do you have to check out of your current place and check into your next place? Are there any cities along your way that can affect your traffic greatly? So take a little time. Florida is a very spread out state, so take a little time, plan out your drives when you're leaving, when you're getting there.
And then our last tip is really just researching the area. Florida has so much to offer. I mean, as do all the states, right? Like anytime you go somewhere, are you going just to see the campground, or are you going to be exploring the area? And Florida has everything from theme parks to swampland. Are you booking a family event like close by family, so you'll mostly be spending time there? Are you trying to do something else entirely? Just check out the area, understand what's around, food, restaurants, grocery stores, and fun things. We all have different styles, and it's just important to do that research so that you know what you're getting when you get there and you're not surprised.
So these are just a few things to keep in mind. Florida's a great state. It's wonderful to travel in. It can be very hard to find sites, especially in the winter. So take advantage, plan ahead, but come enjoy this beautiful state that we live in. Most important is to do what works for you. Find your style of travel and stick within it. Don't take what everybody else on the internet says too seriously. Do what works for you. Thanks for joining us. We are Sarah and Matt from RV Travel Adventures. Thanks for following along on our journey. Stay safe, guys, and we'll see you out there on the road.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.